Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Rick, I love that. Get this guy a clock. Will someone buy this guy a clock? My apologies for being late once again. I set it up. I've only just walked in the door. I've been for a beard trim and a haircut, as you can see, nice and shiny. And then I went for a sunbed as well. And then I walked in the door. I've got to go to the gym. I thought, you know what? I'm going to jump on because we need to react to the Joel Robles noise and everything concerning Leeds United. It's getting a bit of a daily occurrence, this, every lunchtime, there or thereabouts. I think I might continue it. A return of the daily Leeds, you could say. No 6 a.m. uploads, though. Just keep it like this, yeah? There will be no live stream tonight as well. That seems a bit strange. I've been doing them so often lately. But there's nothing going down. It'll be nice to have an evening off. And you, an evening away from me, no doubt, yeah? You're probably getting sick of seeing my face. Some of you probably see my face more than you see your missus's. That's just facts. Because I see yous through the lens more than I see people in my house. That's true facts. Before we get into today's video, as is always the case, please do smash a like on it. Subscribe to my channel as well. We passed 14,500 subscribers, getting closer to that target of 20k before the end of the year. That's the dream. That's the hope. Hopefully we can get there. Like I said last week, the last 7 days, we had over 100,000 views on the channel, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm so full of gratitude. So thank you for that. Obviously, we know Leeds United needed, in order for us to have like the perfect window, we needed a goalkeeper, we needed a left back, and we need a second striker. As it starts, I mean, we've had a great window. I'll never take that away from the club. But in order for it to become like from a 7 to a 10 out of 10, you would need, ideally for me, left back, striker, goalkeeper. And we have addressed that situation. We have got a goalkeeper in the door, okay? Joel Robles, FA Cup winner, Premier League experience, La Liga experience. I think it's a very good acquisition. I know a lot of us wanted Ben Foster, but I'd imagine Joel Robles, with it being a free, probably his wages is barely nothing. I don't think he'll be on an awful lot of money, do you? So I think that's really smart business from the club. He does come in as third choice. I prefer him to be second choice, not to throw shade at Christensen, but I've not been overly impressed. Of course, people will say, well, he played well against Wolves when he came on. Yes, he did. Really grateful. Ensured that we got all 3 points at Molyneux. But just seeing him in the under-23s, he's looked a bit shaky. But it doesn't matter anyway, because in an ideal scenario, we don't even use a second keeper, right? We don't want to, do we? We've got the best young keeper in the Premier League. He's already, I think he's in the top 10 for most saves, and he's only, what, 9? How old is Mellier? I don't even know off the top of my head. But the guy obviously beat Joe Hart's record for the most clean sheets in a season when he was 21. So, yeah, he's 22. Lishat. He beat Joe Hart's records for clean sheets in that first season in the Premier League. I've now seen him, hitting some mad heights in terms of saves as well. Let me just have a look. Just try to find that stat. There was a stat about him. Let me have a look. Yeah, he's already in the top 50, for most saves in Premier League history in just 74 games. Now, admittedly, that's because Leeds United do face a lot of shots, right? But still, in order for him to make that many saves at just the ripe old age of 22 and having only played 72 games, that's insane. That's insane. But listen, Joel Robles, let's talk about him. Obviously, he signs for Leeds United. Leeds United are pleased to announce the signing of the experienced goalkeeper. Joins on a free transfer. Happy days. More money to go get a left back and striker, hopefully. He's 32-year-old. Comes from La Liga side Real Betis. Obviously, his contract expired with them, so then he's come over on a free. He's penned a 1-year deal at Ellen Road, running until next summer. I don't know what the thinking is behind that. Then again, he is 32, so you don't want to be keeping, maybe there's a young prospect coming through. What was the young goalkeeper we bought who was previously at Bradford City? Top goalkeeper. What was his name? He's already playing for England, well above his age range. I need to know his name, man, because I waxed lyrical on him before when we were doing these videos last summer. What's his name? Darryl. What is his name? Is this on it? June 2021. Daryl on bang. That's it. Daryl on bang. Obviously, Daryl on bang's currently, he was at Bradford City. He's England under 16 goalkeeper. I believe he's still at Leeds United, right? He is. He's not been sent out on loan or anything. Let's have a look at him. Yeah, he's at Leeds United. We brought him in from Bradford City. 17 now. Maybe he's seen as being able to maybe make that step up next year. I'm not too sure, for third choice potentially. He's very, very highly rated. He's Daryl Ombang, so that's might be their thought process. I know, yeah, he's very well thought of anyway. He's very well thought of on bang. So yeah, Robles is on a 1-year deal at Ellen Road until the summer of next year. Former Spanish youth international, came through the ranks at Atletico Madrid and went to make 7 appearances for them, and then he joined Real Vallecano on loan. He then moved to the Premier League under Roberto Martinez, obviously Martinez with them Spanish connections. And it was in a temporary deal, I think January of 2013, and he made 13 appearances from January right till the end of the season. I'm just getting a phone call, so I'll just let them know. I'll call them back. Sorry about that, folks. Made 13 appearances in all competitions, including the FA Cup final, in which obviously they beat Manchester City. I think it was Ben Watson, the ginger guy, looked a bit like me, to be fair, who scored from a corner. So he's got an FA Cup winners medal. He's got Premier League experience as well. Obviously, Martinez, when Wigan went down that season after winning the FA Cup, then moved to Everton, and he took Robles with him on a 5-year deal. So whilst he was at Everton, he made 65 outings in all competitions before moving to Betis at the end of his contract in 2018. So there's a lot of, like, you can look at, say, a goalkeeper that we had in more recent history that came from Real Madrid and had won Champions Leagues, etc., as third choice keeper, came in and wasn't great, was he? He wasn't great. Whereas, Robles has come and he's done it in the Premier League. He's won an FA Cup. You know what I mean? So you could say that's decent, man. It's decent. I'd rather have him come in with that experience, you know what I mean, than a Nomak who we've never heard of, right? So over the past 4 seasons, whilst at Betis, he's played 78 games, and this will be his 3rd spell in English football. He stands at 6'6". So he's a tall guy, yeah. He's among the tallest players in the division. But like I say, I think it was Phil here, or it might have been the YEP, said he comes in as 3rd choice to give Christopher Clarkson competition for the backup spot. He fits in with the Spanish contingent at the club, obviously Victor Orta, and then the players themselves, Rodrigo, Firpo, Llorente, etc. So that's good. Mateo Joseph, for example, as well. And he's got vast experience and experience in the Premier League as well. So I think it's very, very an astute signing, if you like, an astute signing. Glad to see one coming in the door. Done at a very cheap price, obviously. And Rocker, yeah, I forgot about him, Ethan. Thank you for that. Comes in with a very, very cheap price in terms of wage, I'd imagine. I'm not privy to what that amount is, but no transfer fee. Okay, there might have been a little signing on fee or whatever, but it'll be nothing in comparison to what we would have had to pay someone like Ben Foster, for example. So, yeah, happy days, goalkeeper in the door. Now, will Leeds United go out and fix the rest of the squad to make this from a 7 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10? Tom says, do you think Clarkson will go out on loan now? He played first-team football before he came to Leeds. No, I don't see that being happen. There's not a cat in hell's chance that Leeds United bring in a 3rd-choice keeper because they know the 3rd choice and then drop down to 2. That won't happen. Christopher Clarkson knew full well when he came to Leeds United that he was going to be understudy to Mellier. The club that he was playing for, off the top of my head, we'll talk about Clarkson because they actually looked at Christopher Clarkson when looking at Mellier, to be fair. So just bear with us one moment. Let me go on Christopher Clarkson's transfer market, because I forgot the club that he came from now. Doesn't even come up now. What's going on here? Dennis Clarkson. He's not even on there. Have I spelt it wrong? No, I've spelt it right. He's not even on. Yeah, he's not even on transfer marks. Let me just check that out. That's not good, is it? Someone needs to sort that out for him. Oh, yes, I found him. Valarenga, wasn't it? Thank you, Alex, for putting that in the chat as well. Loads of you have already done that. Sorry, I should have just looked at that. We bought him for 1.8 million. I think Christopher Clarkson was under the impression that he was always going to be a number 2 at this point. Obviously, there will come a time and people need to be wary of this, that Mellier is pulling up trees. Before he came to Leeds United, Chelsea tried to sign him. I look at someone like Spurs and Hugo Lloris. There will come a time when Mellier will move on. These are facts. Hopefully, Christopher Clarkson will be in a position to do that. Look, there's a lot of football to play for Mellier at Leeds United yet, but for how good he is now, and goalkeepers normally reach their prime, and how long do goalkeepers play for now? You know what I mean? It's insane. So he's another jewel in the crown. That's just facts. Like, we know where Leeds United are. Radrazani spoke about it before. I know someone's mentioned PSG in the chat in regards to Kalimawendo, but Mellier is another one PSG looked at. I remember mentioning it before, and people like, oh yeah, they've got Donnarumma, you talk rubbish, and then Phil here reported it not too long after. So, there you go. Finney tells us that Darryl actually played for the 21s at the weekend, so maybe that's with a view to him being third choice next season. Hence the only a year deal, but Robles is 32, so you can imagine that's why it would be. Keepers are expensive, so there will come a time when Mellier will move on, and he'll move for big money. I believe he's that good. And I look at of course, he might go to Europe, but if he was to stay in the Premier League, I look at Tottenham. I look at that passing of the baton on from French keeper to French keeper, from Lloris to Mellier. I think that could be something that happens in a few years' time, believe me. I don't think he'll see out his career at Leeds United. And that's just where we are. Obviously, if he's here for a couple more seasons yet, we might get to a place where we don't need to sell. And that's the dream, isn't it? That's the aim. So hopefully that will happen. But yeah, Christopher Clarkson knew he was going to be number 2. So I don't see a situation where Leeds then send out another, send him out on loan, because then we're back down to 2. Doesn't make sense to do that. We need to bolster it. I just want to go to one of my main man's comments. Mohammed, it was. Where is he? No, it wasn't. It was Solomon. He says, Joe, I think 7 is harsh. 7 major signings, couldn't do anything about KP and Rafa. It is a 7. 7's very good, bro, I think. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. In order for it to become a 10, you have to address every area of the pitch, right? And we're light at left back, and we don't have a second striker. A 9/10, someone that can play in there. Obviously, you've got Joffy, but and I hope Joffy plays all the time. I love him, but we could all argue that, yeah, we could do with another option. We're talking about Kalimawendo, etc. Everyone always talks about that. People don't want Shea. We spoke about that yesterday. But it's clear Leeds are in the market for another striker. Everyone tells you that we're light there, and we're definitely light at left back. Whether or not we think the club will do the deals, but I think, I don't think 7's harsh, because 8, 9, 10s is when you get into, you're stacked. You're stacked in every position. I don't think 7's harsh at all. I think it's really, really good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments in regards to the rating. I think it's decent. 8. So you're going to go for 8. One more, Solomon. You're splitting hairs, son. You're going to tell me that's harsh and then go 8. One more. Okay, I'll let you have 8. Let's do 8 then. Let's do 8. I think 7's fair, but we'll do 8. Like it is. It's not a thing. But I think if we went on, because for me, then if you went and got a decent second striker, then you're looking at 8. And then you went and got a left back, you're looking at 9, 10s. Do you know what I mean? I think anyway, because the main concern is from me is if the window shuts and Bamford breaks down, we're fecked. You know what I mean? Not fecked, but we're not good. Left back, Junior comes back, breaks down again. then you could have another scenario. Yeah, so it's all good now. Yeah, when the window shuts, I still say it's 7, because if someone broke down and we don't bring any further additions in, then you're looking at it going, why did we not address the striker option? Why did we not address the left back? Because the thing is, when you're using a player out of position at left back as well, that will, although he did well at the weekend, it's still against better opposition. It will cause us problems. He's not the quickest. And not only that, if you had then an issue at centre back, you might have to, Cooper's not the fittest. If he would, let's say, for example, Llorente pulls up, then Strout's going to have to go in at centre back, and then you've got Hjelde coming in, and it's a lot of moving parts, you know what I mean? So I think, in order for us to be at 8, 9, 10, we'd need to be, we would need to have left back and a striker for me. But I agree with Leeds Lobley. I don't think it'll happen. No, left back won't happen. Out of them two, Lobby, sorry, I didn't read that properly. The left back's less likely to happen. That's because I say Leeds Lobby. The left back's least likely to happen because the club never wanted to do a left back, but they always wanted to do a striker, 9-10. They always wanted to do that. That's why they went for CDK. The left back only came about when Firpo got injured. Because Firpo's now on the mend and Strout's done well there, the left back's least likely for me. The striker is the more likely of the two. Ed 96 striker said it's got to happen after the interest in CDK. I don't believe that to be true, mate, because the club went for CDK because they seen him as a cherry on the top of the cake. If another player comes available that's of the same skill set, then they'll make that move. But they're not going to go, oh, well, we didn't get him, but we'll just spend it elsewhere. And you know what I mean? I mean, for me, I would go Shea. We've been there, done that. I have had a look on the old on the Tinterweb before we came live, just to see if there's any latest rumours concerning Leeds United on the transfer front. Nothing being on Twitter apart from the Joel Robles stuff. Lou Leeds says, did you see the interview on The Athletic? Yeah, I did a video on it. Why aren't you watching it, Lou? Come on now. I did a video on it. If you want my thoughts on that, watch that video. It was quite a good video. So if I look at the latest Leeds United rumours, the most recent one was 2 hours ago on the Daily Express. And on there, they're just talking about Callum Owendo and Shea Adams, the fact that Shea Adams is now available from Southampton. We like Callum Owendo, but Galtier likes him, but that's all BS. He likes him. Yes, he likes him, but he'll move on. There's not space for him at PSG really in terms of game time, so he will move on. Whether or not it'll be Leeds United, I'm not too sure. I think he might stay in France, to be honest. But yeah, Adams is one that's cheap as well, cheap for Leeds United to do. I've spoke to that person as well who's told me that, but he also said they were getting Barkley, so it's not 100% hit rate. Although some of the stuff that he had said were right, yeah. So it's all swings and roundabouts in it. But I'm not too sure, pal. I'm not too sure. That's just my opinion, though. I don't have any info, so you know what I mean. It is what it is. I agree with this. You know what I mean. I agree with this. It'd have already been done. And that's just my opinion. I'm happy to be wrong. I want to be wrong because we need another option. And if we might go for another option and that's not similar to Bamford. Shea's very similar to Bamford. I don't want to go over this again, but that's not true. It's definitely not true, Formula Sonny. Let's not go over the Shea Adams stuff. I changed a lot of your opinions actually. So we'll wait and see. Gakpo, Man United looking at him, Forest, etc. He's gone now. I don't think we make Gakpo happen, as I say. There doesn't seem to be any sort of fresh links. I think Leeds are probably going to keep the powder dry. It might be a busy end to the window. I think it might be the busy end to the window, and I'll be doing a transfer stream on deadline day for sure. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting. Someone messaged me yesterday after the stream, and he said, everyone likes to say, I told you so, right? Like he said, can you envisage a situation at the weekend where Southampton playing Shea Adams bags? I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but you know what I mean? Hopefully that doesn't happen. And listen, he was an unused substitute at the weekend. Some people make the thing of like, well, if you can't get in at Southampton, why should we take him? We're better than that. We go through all that, but I don't, sign up to that belief, because just because you're in poor sides or you're not getting game time, there's loads of different scenarios and stuff going on behind the scenes, etc. So, listen, there'll be a lot of moving parts in the Premier League yet. It'd be like dominoes, I think. If someone who Leeds United really like becomes available, I think they'll do it. And whether you agree or disagree with this, Victor Orta likes Shea Adams. We have seen in the past, previously we thought it were Bielsa, yeah, but it wasn't for me because it's the same rhetoric that we hear from the club now. And, if Victor Orta gets I was going to say a hard on, that's not, well, it is, isn't it? Yeah, Victor Orta gets a hard on for a player. He sticks with that. We've seen that with Dan James. It wasn't just Bielsa, we've seen that with Dan James. I think, we remember like Victor started crying and that when that didn't happen. But yeah, so listen, I'm not going to continue to bang the drum on Shea. I think it would be a decent signing for us, but I know it'd be underwhelming for some. Everyone would go mad for Cali Moendo, but yeah, and I would too. Like, I'd like to see Cali coming because maybe he offers us something different. You know what I mean? He offers us something different, but I'd like something similar to Bamford. Not too dissimilar because Bamford offers us so much. I thought he was great at the weekend, just in the way, like the second goal, for example, the way he peels off his man, gets down the channel and crosses it in, decent. He had a lot of. Someone put on my comments. I'm going to say this. They might be watching. They went, I'm going to say this, and people won't like to hear it, but we need to drop Bamford. And I was like, what are you on about? Like, for me, football's football's a game of opinions. Sorry, let me put my teeth in 1 sec. Football is a game of opinions, but that's wild for me. I don't understand that thought process. Like, we are so much better with Bamford in the side. So much better. I said I didn't want him starting the season after the Palace game because he didn't look 100%. I wasn't because I don't rate him. I just didn't think he was up to speed. Then we seen him against Calgary and I was like, yeah, I'm all over that. Then he played, obviously, and he was good against Southampton. Not Southampton, man, bloody hell. Tired boy. He was good against Wolves. He was very good against Wolves and almost scored. I think Jose, he probably should get it either side, but Jose Sa made a great save, to be fair, from point blank range. So for people saying, yeah, I just don't understand the thought process from seeing it. But again, it comes back to what we were chatting about yesterday, where people go, without actually looking into it in depth at granular detail, will go, we need a 20 goal a season, man. We need a 15 goal a season, man. And they're just not there. They're just not doable. Like, they're so expensive. Like we went through the stats yesterday on how many goals you actually get. You know what I mean? Like, 10 goals is a decent return in the Premier League by any stretch of the imagination. You know what I mean? And I agree with Jordan. Like, his movement is second to none. The more he plays in the Jesse system, the more he will be attuned to what's asked of him as well. So again, that's, his class. And I resent that comment as well. Oh, you're saying he's not just a goal scorer. He offers us other thing. I thought you were saying he's not a goal scorer, and I was like, well, that's not true. No, I don't. No, I don't. And Sonny, this is where he's not an option. He's not an option, Sonny. He's not an option. He needs to hone his skills in the under-23s. Mama scored 4 goals, and then everyone always says, right, that's it. It's the same rhetoric in the first season when people were asking for Ryan Edmondson to play. There's levels to this game. We need to remember that. Like, I'm not digging anyone out, but Mateo Joseph is not ready for Premier League football by any stretch of the imagination. This is probably more a tune, but again, he needs time. Although Sonny Perkins made debut in the Europa League, etc., but people see goals at that level and say, yo, he's ready. He's not ready. Do you know what I mean? He's not ready. He needs to be given game time. He might never be ready, but he'll come, hone his skills at Leeds, and if he's not ready, he'll move back to Spain and we'll get a decent fee for him, because that's how the club works now. A lot of these young people that come in maybe won't see Leeds United. Yeah, exactly, Alex. This is the facts of it. Yeah, that's the facts of it. You know, Lewis Bates come in. I almost feel sorry for Lewis Bates, because Lewis Bates come in and seen a path towards the first team. I think he's been let down a little bit because he's left Chelsea for game time, and now he's on loan at League One. I feel a bit sorry for him, but listen, they have kept a clause in there which means he can be recalled in January. So they've done that for a reason. Maybe they've done that just in case Click leaves, which I don't want to happen. Let me put that on record now. You know I'm a big fan of Click anyway. When I thought he was going, I said, like, I'm gutted, because for me, he was one of the real, you know, pall bearers of that Bielsa era for me. Just everything, so many good moments, such a nice guy, such a good footballer. And I also felt very defensive towards him, because a lot of Leeds fans forgot what he'd done and gave him too much flack. There was people on this watch along that were going, why is he coming on? Ba, 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 bam. And then he changed the game. And that's where I'll give props to Marsh as well. Marsh was brilliant at the weekend because he made the right subs at the right time. Very astute management. Seeing that, you know, Rocco legs were going, seeing that Rodrigo had dropped off, and then boom, brings him in, and he changed the game, didn't he? As soon as he came on, he was involved. Greenwood was involved as well. Good management from Jesse Marsh. You know, I think Bielsa's not done at the football club yet. Not Bielsa. He is done at the football club. But Click's not done at the football club yet. So I think we need him there as an option, because that's what he can do for you. That's what he can do for you. For those asking for Brozier, I remember that, like, people go get Brozier and all that sort of stuff. I mean, he's staying at Chelsea, didn't he? He played at the weekend. They won't sell him to West Ham. He's not going to come to Leeds United, and we're not going to pay what he wants. He'll want a big contract and that. But this is what I mean. You have to enter these things into your thought process. And this is probably true as well, Theo. As much as it pained me, he would have brought Tyler on. Yeah. We can certainly agree on that one. I will give you that. Yeah, no, but Owen, why though? Why though? Like, we don't want to reduce the squad. There's no point, because Forshaw will be on a modest wage. He's good to have all. You need to factor all these things. What's the point of getting rid of Forshaw? Because what does Forshaw do when he's gone? You're not replacing Forshaw. You're not going to replace him. Forshaw will see his contract out. Ayling will see his contract out. There's no point just moving him on for the sake of moving him on, because where Leeds United are now in a football club, when we need to bring in players, they're going to cost big money. When we need to, they're going to be on big wages. There's no point just really like getting rid of Forshaw just for the sake of it. He will be an option. Forshaw, when fit, will be good for Leeds United. I was impressed in pre-season with Rocker and Forshaw, and if he comes on as well, what you have to remember is as well, he's so press resistant. So if we are, you know, protecting a lead, for example, which is something Jesse will do, you know, and it's tight, he's a great player to come on and just keep hold of the ball and just keep Leeds ticking over. Do you know what I mean? I don't advocate the selling of anyone now. There's no point selling anyone. There's no point, like, for me anyway. There's no point. We need additions. We need additions. You know, so we need a left back and we need a striker in order to make this window 10 out of 10 for me. You know, if the window's shut tomorrow, I'd still be happy. Not going to say, you know, anything different than that. I'd be very happy with it. I think we've done great, especially when you consider that we have lost Rafinha and Calvin. I think we've done great, and like Benny said, you know, Greenwood, Joffrey, they're even better than last year. They've come on even further. We will see Somerville more this season. He played at the weekend. We'll see more of him. You know, so I am happy now, but I just think we could do a little bit more. We could do a little bit more. And that's not negative. That's just looking at it and saying we could do a little bit more. Couldn't we? You know what I mean? We could. If we were to have the perfect window, you would bring in a left back and a striker. A left back that's going to come in and challenge Firpo, and a striker that's going to do the same for Bamford. And if Bamford breaks down, God forbid, but if he did, then we've got someone there who can come in and make moves. So yeah, very, very happy with the signature of Joel Robles. And, you know, hopefully we might not have to see him. Maybe he plays in the Cups, but probably that'll be Mark for Klassen. But excited with that. But maybe we could get 2 more. If we got 2 more, this window would be 10 out of 10. Listen, thank you for watching the video, watching the channel. There'll be no live stream tonight unless any sort of news comes out. But yeah, I've had to make some changes in my fantasy Premier League. I'm feeling the pressure early doors. I've had to take out Kane and get Haaland in, but I should have done it straight away. But I've waited, and Haaland's price has gone up, which has then meant I've had to use my wild card in order to move parts around in order to afford Haaland. So yeah, I'm feeling the pressure. I just don't want to miss out on Haaland, considering they've got Bournemouth at the weekend and Tottenham play Chelsea. Knowing my luck, Haaland will shoot blanks and Kane will get some against Chelsea. But listen, I've gone out on my sword. I've gone out on my sword. Andy Whittingham, here you go, mate.
Stupid little plonker, Rodney.
There you go. Thank you for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, midweek fix tomorrow as well, which should be fun, obviously. Myself, JT, Max, and Lewis. I'll see you all in a bit. Have a great day. I'm off to the gym now because I'm trying to get hench. I'm joking, of course. Right. Enjoy the rest of your day. I need to shut up. Peace out.